So check this out. Did you know that marriage is a covenant? What is a covenant? A covenant is a divine contract. I enjoy the synergistic kinesiologist. Let's get supercharged. Why is this important? Because if you violate the union of marriage, you are actually cursed with a curse. It is something you do not want to play with at all. It's so funny too, because in the celebrity world, you see it happen and you'll say that woman is a home wrecker and that she's going to get her karma. But it actually is a lot deeper than that. So let's take a look, for example, at Angelina Jolie. So she basically broke up the union between Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. And she is cursed with a curse. That means that she has to pay a penalty for coming in between that divine contract. You got to pay the piper, baby. And so she will have to pay the piper. So what if you're watching this and you're like, well, I did that. I broke up a marriage union before, or I came and intervened in between a marriage union before. What is it that I can do if I now am sorry for that and I don't want it to have to pay the piper later? Then what you have to do is you have to call on the law of forgiveness. If you truly repent, if you truly know that was wrong and you know that it hurt people and that you should not have done that and you will never do that again, you have to call on the law of forgiveness. Did you know the law of forgiveness is an actual universal law? And if you violate that law, again, you're cursed with a curse. So once you do that, now you can move on. Now let's talk about the flip side of all this. The flip side of all of this is when women are insecure that their husband is cheating, and he's not even cheating. He's not even doing anything. But because of their own insecurities, they are actually looking for stories to pile together to basically blame their husband for cheating. I'll never forget that happened to me once. I met a lady and she and her husband worked together and they owned a business. I owned a business, and so I went, because their business was close to my home, I went and visited them and to introduce myself and get their business cards and give them my business card. When I got there, I just said hello to her. She introduced me to her husband. I said hello to him, and that was it. I would probably have to say about 6 or 7 months later, just so happened that they went to my church. And I saw them at church a couple of times. She didn't really say much to me. But one day at like a woman's event, at the end of this event, she asked me to come to the side. I go over to the side and she's like, I just want to let you know that I forgive you. And I'm like, what? What the heck? Will you forgive me for what? And she's like, that day you came to our office and I introduced you to my husband. You were like extra cheerful and extra friendly. And so I just want to let you know that I held that against you all this time and I forgive you. I could not believe it. I could not freaking believe it. Let me put it to you this way, guys. I'll be honest. Even if her husband was like, first of all, I was married. She's married. Number two, so therefore I was not interested in her husband. But let's act like I was single for a second. If I were single, her husband was, in my opinion, not attractive in any way, shape, or form. If he was the last man standing, I would not have been trying to flirt with him in any way, shape, or form. So she totally misread that whole situation. I can be animated sometimes. Maybe she mistook that energy, my energy. I don't know. But the bottom line is, she held that against me for almost a freaking year. And there's women who do that they have these insecurities and they're projecting them onto other women for no reason. Because of that, probably, fast forward to when we first moved in our house here, I'll never forget, my husband met the neighbor across the street, probably a week into us living here. And the guy was friendly. He said he was married, had 2 sons, and then that was that. A week later, my husband was gone. I was at home alone. I go into a garage and see a big fat snake. I opened up the garage door. My gut instinct, I wanted to run across the street and ask that neighbor if he would come and get that snake out of the garage. I didn't, because I didn't want to seem like a damsel in distress and cause the lady, the wife, to read it the wrong way and be offended that I asked her husband for help. So I literally spent a month not going in my garage because I didn't know if that snake was still there or not. Because once my husband got home that evening, he couldn't find the snake. So I spent a month not going in my garage. That's crazy. So here's the deal. At Answer the question in the comments. Should I have asked the guy for help or not? Would I have been out of pocket to do that, or would that have been justified since I saw a snake and I was scared out of my mind? Until next time, R3 for life.